Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Johanna and you can also find me on Instagram as Lake Effect Plant Lover. You can also find me in person. I own a plant store. It's called Put a Plant on It. It's at 715 Elmwood Avenue in Buffalo, New York. I wanted to do a quick video updating you on what my winter plant setup is. I had to do some really minor changes and switching around and stuff like that. Nothing huge. Also, my plants have been inside now for I think about 2 months. And usually around that point, or even before that point, plants that have transitioned from inside to outside decide that they hate life and start going downhill, and mine haven't done that. There's some like yellowing and crispy edges, but those were already there. Maybe I'll tell you about some of these guys, like my one Anthurium magnificum crystallinum cross. It's just been a tragedy ever since I got it, but it looks fine, like for what it is, considering. And then like some of these guys are outside during a hailstorm earlier this year, so there's some damage, but overall I think everyone's looking pretty good. We're gonna talk about really quickly the changes that I did in regards to my setup. So first, let's talk about lighting. Nothing changed, nothing. It's all exactly the same lighting that I had in my last video, and all the plants are happy and they're fine, and I don't anticipate switching up my lighting setup at all. So I do have the 4 lights which are hanging over the hanging plants over by the window. I do have the 3 lights that are up above me. I do have the alocasia light which is right over there, and they haven't moved and they've done great, and this is pretty much exactly the same light setup that I had last year, and the plants, did fine. So not much has changed insofar as the lighting setup. So the heater is still the same heater that I used last year. I love it, it's awesome. It's under my desk and it keeps my toes warm when I'm working in here, and it's winter and it's great, and it doesn't blow air directly on the plants. What I have changed, and this is one thing that I've been working on a lot, is the humidity and keeping humidity at a good level in this room. And in my previous video, I won't go into details, you can go and watch it, I talked about the various humidity issues that I had, and also finding the right kind of humidifier. Humidifiers, what I'm looking for is the largest one that I can find. I want one that's top fill because I hate wrestling the container into filling it with water and putting it back, like that's a mess. And I just get the top fill and I have pictures. So my 2 favorite humidifiers are Pure Guardian and Electro Home, I think. So I had my Pure Guardian filter up here above me, and it's still here. It just moved it over there, and it's great, it's awesome, but for some reason it really did not like being on that shelf. That shelf isn't exactly level because it's attached to the clapboard, because this used to be the outside of the house at one point, and so it's a little bit tilted. So I'm thinking it did not appreciate that, and I did try to I did try to level it out, and it still didn't like it. So it's over on the shelf over there, and it's fine. It just works there. It just didn't work there. So I got an Electro Home top fill filter or humidifier, and so far, knock on wood, it's working great. So I have 2 humidifiers running, and there's one over there, and that's the Pure Guardian, and I have the Electro Home up there. And the reason I did that is because the Electro Home I can adjust to what I want the humidity to be, and I have it set at 70%, which is, I don't really care if it's 70%, I just want it to be above 40. And once it's winter here and it's awful and it's cold, it is very hard to keep it above 40, especially in this climate that we live in. So the reason I did 2 is because that one I set at 70%, so the Pure Guardian I can't set. So pretty much one is always going to be running at any given time. So the Electro Home is not going to run if it feels that it's at 70%, but the Pure Guardian is going to run all the time. So it's kind of like a backup, and it works really great because like it's kind of, you have to get the stepping stool to fill up that one, and I don't have to fill that one up as much as I have to fill up the Pure Guardian, which is over there. So it actually works out really, really well, and I really like that setup. I did have another humidifier which made the room like way too humid, and it was like raining in here, no joke, and I needed to not have that because this room would be too wet. And I was getting a little bit of mold growing over there by my sliding glass door, and so I cleaned that up and I sprayed it with Fizan. Fizan's great for antifungal and mold and all that kind of stuff, and algae. So, and now that's fine. Like there's no mold or any sort of humidity accumulation anywhere with how I have it running. So, good job there. And then the other thing that I changed is the fan situation. So when you bring your plants in from outside, when they're outside, there's a breeze, there's wind, there's like hurricanes coming off the lake here in Buffalo, New York. And so we have a lot of wind. It's a very windy city here. And then when you bring your plants inside, there's no wind in your house, like it's stagnant. So I try to mimic the environment outside as much as I can inside. So I did have a smaller fan that was made for greenhouses up in this corner over here, and I just felt like it wasn't doing that good of a job with air circulation all over. And currently, and then I tried another one, it's kind of the same deal, and that one wasn't quite up to my standards. So I ended up getting a significantly larger fan, which I was trying to avoid. I want this to look like a jungle, and I want it to feel like a jungle, but I also don't want to see the things that make it thrive, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to see the humidifier. I don't want to see ugly grow lights. Like, aesthetically speaking, I want it to just be plants. And so that's why I was trying to get a smaller fan that was out of the way, but that didn't work, so I had to get a larger fan. And the larger fan is working great. It has just the right amount of air circulation. It's oscillating, so it's not blowing on any plants directly all the time. And so far, everything looks great. So we're just gonna do a quick little video tour. I'll talk about the plants maybe, and go through things, and yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so here we have my Anthurium crystallinum red. I got that one from April Mall over at Unsolicited Plant Talks. And as we scroll down, we have, this guy's actually looking a lot happier than that leaf shows. I don't know why we have that one looking. So this is my Anthurium clarinervium, which I got from Nova. This is Anthurium moodianum, Anthurium forgetii. Excuse me, we got a little bit shredded by some wind, but it is actually looking pretty good. My baby, my Anthurium warquinium Anthurium warquinium magnificum cross. This guy right now is putting out an inflorescence, which is not going to focus, but it is ready. It wants babies and pollen, and I don't have anybody else. I mean, I have this one that's inflowing, but not pollen ready. So hopefully I'm gonna get it pollinated. There's looks like a whatchamacallit. Let's see. This is actually kind of cool. So let's see if I can zoom it in. If it's gonna, yeah. So that little bug right there is an assassin bug, and I like those because they're predatory and they eat a lot of bad things. So that's one of the things they use for pest control, and I'm glad that he's working. Hopefully. Back there, over there, is Ace of Spades. Oh, look how sexy that leaf is. And that is Regal, who's just put out that huge, amazing leaf. And then some Hoyas and stuff in the window. Let's see if we can zoom out. And then this is all just Anthurium. And then Monstera siltopicana, Pedoto radiatum, Scindaptus moonlight, Mosaica, Plowmanii, or no, that's Mammy. That's a McDowell. And then my gorgeous Albo. Love this thing. Just put out that new leaf. And then my Monstera Stanleyana, and just like all the things. So that's a crystallinium silver. There's a crystallinium back there. Oh, this guy's actually pretty sexy because he just put out this really nice, it's like velvet, that leaf. It's pretty awesome. All these guys are looking good. We got this Hoya Burtney that is blooming. Those smell like butterscotch. And it's my pothos and my pothos wall. And then up here we have some Hoya obscura, Hoya Monstera Thai Constellation, another Philodendron McDowell. That's Philodendron fuzzy petiole. We have, who do we have over here? My Albo Syngonium, which is the only Syngonium that I have for right now. My Philodendron Brandy is hiding back there. Let's see if I can move this chair so you guys can get the full effect. So I love this wall. I just love looking at it. That's my Sconifernum. Up there we have some Scindapsus and Cebu that are doing great. And then this is my big boy Silver Sword. This guy's been awesome. Like, this guy didn't like growing at all outside, but it loves it in here. Just put out, sorry, shadow, that amazing leaf, that amazing leaf. Putting out that new one. There's an inflorescence right here. He loves it in this corner for some reason. Like I said, he didn't grow it all outside, but as soon as he came back into his corner, he's happy. And then up there are my Hoyas. I'm getting a new one for that spot. And if you go over here, there is my Philodendron rugosum, my tiny little Frydek, and then my dual alocasia collection. There's there's Maharani. There's oh, I hate these. It's like a quiz. So Maharani, Sinuata. That gorgeous beast over there is Scalprum. This gorgeous beast is Cuprea, or Cuprea. And then my Philodendron serpens. You can't quite see my stunning, there it is, my Mellow. So happy, so amazing. And then we got my green dragon and my silver dragon. This right here is a leaf that I'm just dying to cut off, but I'm not going to because it's pretty healthy other than these spots. So what happened here is that I think it's the Cuprea, was gutating or tearing, and the water was falling on here, and it didn't like that. So it's a lighter color, but it drives me crazy because it's ugly compared to this leaf, but whatever. All right, oh, this is my new one. This is Nebula Imperialis. Gorgeous. So, yeah. And then over here we have my Zabrina, who's huge and tiger stripey and awesome and putting out a ton of new growth. And then we have my Adansonii and my Rhapidura tetrasperma, and they're climbing. This guy's just taking over the room. I just don't even know what to do with him anymore. He's getting so big. So yeah, so that's the room, and it's looking good. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. I love my plants. I love them a lot. They're great, and I love my cats, like this one. And I've been thinking a lot about this YouTube channel and what I want to do with it, and I feel like my intentions have kind of changed a little bit with the store. And so my next video, I just want to do a little bit more thinking about that and thinking what I want to do with the YouTube channel, because I do want to keep it going, and I still enjoy like talking to people and virtually as much as I enjoy talking to people in real life at the store. So my next video is going to be just a kind of a little update about the direction that the YouTube channel is going. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it that you take out however many minutes long this video is to listen to what I have to say, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.